What is good, Internet? It is Spirit of Paradox here, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be covering Ultimate Fantastic Four issue number 1. And this is my favorite iteration of the Fantastic Four. Ultimate Fantastic Four was actually how I got introduced into comics and the Ultimate Universe, issue number 2 to be specific. And in this specific issue, we get to witness the origin of Ultimate Mr. Fantastic, but commonly known as the Maker. So if you guys are fans of the Ultimate Universe, this is the channel you want to be on. We cover the original and the new here on the channel, so make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Let's begin. The story begins 21 years ago in a hospital, and a newborn baby with a nurse walks into one of the rooms. "Look who's here," the nurse says. "Oh my. Oh, bring him," as two of the parents joy to see their child. "Look at that. Look at what you did," says the father. "What we did." And as the parents look at their son, the mother says, "He's beautiful." The baby raises his hand and grabs onto his mother's hair, and both of the parents smile at this encounter. But the thing is, the baby looks at his mother's hair with curiosity, showing he's far more intelligent than your average newborn. Little baby, yes, I'm your mummy." But the thing is, the baby shows way more intelligence, looking at this hair as if he's studying it. "Hello? What's he doing?" asks the father. And we all know this was the day that Ultimate Reed Richards and the Maker was born. In the next page, we skip to when Reed Richards is 11 years old and he's going to high school. But the thing is, he's constantly being bullied, and we see that these high school bullies are shoving his head down the toilet, shouting the word swirly over and over again. "I don't want to hear you being a smart mouth now, Richards." "Yeah, what was that, smart mouth?" "Didn't say anything." "Right, you didn't." And then these bullies hear a loud boom, and we find out it's a young Ultimate Benjamin Grimm, and he's here on business. "What I tell you guys." "Oh, come on, Grimm. We were just..." "What I tell you guys." "What do you care?" "Oh, come on, man. I said leave him alone." "What do you care?" And Ben grabs one of these punks by the collar. "Okay, alright." "Hey!" "What did I say?" And then Ben throws this punk into one of the bathroom sinks. And as the bullies see one of their boys get ragdolled like they were nothing, all of them decide to run out of the bathroom. And Ben saves his boy from getting his ass kicked even further and gives him a hand up. As Reed and Ben make it to his home, his mother is shocked. "Oh my God, what happened?" "Nothing." "What happened?" "Nothing." "What's wrong with your hair?" "Nothing." "Don't give me that." And the thing is, Reed Richards grew up in a busy household. He has two sisters that are running amok in the house, he has a dog, and he also has his mum and dad. And his dad walks into the room and sees his face and asks him, "What happened this time?" "Nothing, sir." "Something happened." "It wasn't my fault." "I never met a kid who gets into more trouble than you and doesn't do nothing," says Reed's dad. "Just some of the kids from school having some fun, Mr. Richards." "You take care of it for him, Ben?" "I ended it." You smack 'em around? A little bit. Good for you. That's why you're the Grim Reaper. The what? That's what dads are calling you. You're Ben Grimm, the Grim Reaper, the baddest linebacker we ever had on the team. Grim Reaper. You staying for dinner? I have to call my mum. Call your mum. Did you see the Lakers? Oh, yeah. It was a nightmare. I was laughing. It was so bad. And we see that Reed is overhearing this conversation and he feels rather left out. Because in the original Ultimate Universe, Ultimate Reed had a very different upbringing compared to his main Marvel Universe counterpart. In the original Ultimate Universe, he had a very abusive relationship with his father, but in the main Marvel Universe, Reed's father, Nathaniel Richards, was a lot more embracing of him growing up. After some time has passed, we see that Reed has gone up into his bedroom and is working on a project. The thing is though, his mother walks in with a plate of food and says, "Sweetie, you have to eat dinner." But the thing is, he doesn't respond to his mum and continues working. "Sweetie, I want you to eat this." "Hmm? Sweetie, you know you have to eat, and you know you have to talk to me when I talk to you." "Okay. You want to talk about the bullies? Do you?" "You know, sweetie, you know you can talk to mummy about the things that bother you." "I know. I love you, you know." And hey! Gary Richards comes barging and shouting, "Hey, you do this? Why am I asking? Of course you did this. What I tell you about pulling apart the phones? That's not a phone. I know it's not a phone. Gary, I don't want you pulling apart stuff in this house. This is the last time I'm going to tell you. Now, I can't. Wait, what was this? It's a blender." And then we see Gary slam it down on Reed's table, shouting, "Fix it, or it's coming out of your allowance." Reed tries to explain to his father that he did it because he needed a motor, but he isn't having it. "Put it back and clean this pigsty," as his father closes the door behind him, leaving Reed upset with his mother. In the next page, we follow up with Reed and Ben doing his experiment in his garage. "What is it?" asks Ben. "I don't have a name for it." "Well, what does it do? And talk to me as if I am someone who never knows what you are talking about." "Okay, I'll tell you, but I don't want you to tell anybody." "Okay. Promise?" "Promise. Double promise." "Okay. Say the words. I double promise. You double promise." "Dude." And Reed explains to Ben, "Okay, so I've been working on this for a while, and I'm pretty sure I got it. I think I found another plane of existence." And Ben tries to understand what he's saying, and Reed tries to show him on the blueprints, but it's not getting through to him. "A what?" "I think I found another, let's say for the sake of simplicity, let's say I found another dimension, another zone of existence." "Can I, see it?" "I wish. That would take like an ocular camera the size of a football field. That would be awesome." "So, where is it? This dimension of yours?" "It's right here." "In your garage?" No, it's everywhere. It's all around us. There's, well, there's a number of dimensions of time and space right on top of us. and next to us, under us, and around the one we live in. We live in this one. We're genetically custom made to fit here, on this plane of existence. And well, right next to us, right there, right now, is any number of other places and times. Any number of them, I mean. This is common knowledge. This is, yeah. We can't just see or feel them, but they're there. They've always been there. Dude, you are freaking me out. The dimension closest to ours, though, this dimension is probably most like ours in the sense that it can fit to carry some sort of carbon-based life form, but it might be an antimatter zone, so who knows if there's any life in it at all, right? But it is here, right here, and I'm going to build this, and hopefully, with some trial and error, I'm going to begin Phase 7. Phase 7? Asks Ben. Simply put, I'm going to breach the dimension barrier and send them stuff. Some toys, and maybe some food, and some candy bars. You're going to send candy bars to another dimension? Asks Ben. You know what? Maybe not candy, because really, I haven't worked out that level of calculation. Who knows what happens if you send them a nugget cluster or chocolate into a negative dimension? I could be sending them a bomb for all I know, or poison. Sure, I'll probably send them a couple of toys. Why would you send them your toys? Just to say hi? You're not going to try to send this yourself, are you? Not this year, as he snatches a piece of one of the toys out of Ben's hand. But you want to. You don't? As he looks at Ben. And Blaine explains to Reed, I don't even know what you're talking about. I just came here for some trig help. And when he's doing this, someone says, you're not allowed to touch that. And we find out it's Enid, Reed Richards' sister. You're going to get in trouble. Enid, I thought we had a deal. What deal? A no-tell deal. Only if you take me when you go. Enid, only if you promise to take me. I'm not going anywhere. I know when you do. No, then I'm telling. You suck. Don't swear. Now promise me you're going to take me, or I'm going to tell that you swore that you're going to use Daddy's things. Okay. His little sister cheers with relief, and he shouts, now get out. Reed gets back to work on his project, but the thing is, Ben Grimm is there because he needs help with his homework. Okay, the first one is cause. You should really try to learn this stuff yourself because the only person on this planet that needs to know this is you. So cut me some slack, okay? It's pretty interesting on it, please. Just tell me what cos 2a equals. And Reed gives him the explanation, and I'm not going to go through that because I don't know those mathematicians myself. But Reed tells him, multiplication of the complex numbers in trig form. And whilst Reed is explaining this, he's not paying attention to the blowtorch that he has in his hand, causing the light to get more and more intense to the point where it causes a blackout in his neighborhood. And when this happens, it causes a big boom, and it wakes everybody up in the house. What was that? Oh my. What was that? Daddy? Enid? What was that? Reed? And then we see his father come downstairs and open the garage door and is shocked to what he sees. And we find out Reed Richards' teleportation project has exploded and ended up in failure. And also, Ben Grimm managed to get himself out of there before Reed's father had pulled up. Enid Richards screams for her father, but her mother reassures her and tells her to stay in her room. But Gary, he's pissed and he's shouting, "What are you doing?" As Reed's mother tends to him and asks him, "Are you hurt? Are you out of your mind? It's midnight. What are you doing?" "Stop yelling, Gary. How much of this crap do I have to put up with? What is wrong with you? Stop it." There aren't any words to describe how fucking grounded you are, kid. You got that? "Dad, I just found the way to break the—" "I don't want to hear it. Not a single word." "Oh, phew. You're still here? Living in a madhouse." And Reed's mother lets him know, "You're going to give me a heart attack one of these days. I just don't know what to do with you." 6 months later, we go to the Midtown Middle School Science Fair, and you would probably think this is very familiar to the Fan4Stick movie we got a few years ago, and you would be correct. The Fan4Stick movie is heavily based off Ultimate Fantastic Four, in particular issue number 1, with Reed Richards building the device in his garage and the science fair. And somebody asks, "Reed Richards, what do you have for us?" "Teleportation, the ability to move something or someone through space by the disembodiment of the object in one location and its reconstruction in another. At least, that is the theory." Teleportation is possible, at least for subatomic particles, using a celebrated and paradoxical feature of quantum mechanics known as the Einstein-Podolsky-Rosen effect. Whether it can be done for larger systems, such as atoms, remains a mystery, but my hypothesis here today is that instead of disembodiment, the real key to teleportation may be shifting the object through a parallel dimension. By shifting the objects through similar dimensions to our own that are using the same space as our own, once the equations are properly calculated to breach this space, one would imagine that this kind of teleportation could in fact change every part of our society. Starving people would have food distributed to them in an instant. Our transportation systems would totally change. The possibilities are endless. But this is only phase 7 of my project. I can only transport a small object one way. Hopefully, by next year, I personally will be able to go and get my, oh. And then he realizes everybody is just like tired of listening to him talk, and he says, "Well, maybe I'll just show you what I'm talking about, okay? You might want to step back." Reed turns on his teleportation device, and we see that he's using a toy car as the experiment's guinea pig. And then it begins to flare up, and energy spouts out of the machine, causing panic to the people that are watching this experiment. But Reed, he's feeling really confident right now. He's got a big smile on his face, thinking he's got this in the bag, because we begin to see the car fade away. The teleportation device surges with red energy, making everybody worry in fear. But then we see it stop and red smoke emit. But the thing is, Reed Richards is smiling even more because he's just shown everyone his teleportation device was a success. But one man standing in the crowd gets on his phone and says, "Yeah, it's me, Lumpkin. I found one." And folks, we gotta give credit where credit is due. If this Lumpkin guy was not at this science fair and didn't make this phone call, Reed Richards would have never become Ultimate Mr. Fantastic. There would have been no Ultimate Fantastic 4, and there would have been no Ultimatum or Ultimate 3, and there would not have been a Maker. So, big up Lumpkin for changing Reed's life. Lumpkin pulls up to the Richards family home and he explains, Reed is an exceptionally talented young man. As you can see, I work for the United States government, for the Director of Mainland Technology and Development, actually. It's my job to go around the country and headhunt, if you will, for promising young talent, young men and women, just like Reed. Public school is a waste of time. His brain works on another level. He's already working on applied sciences decades ahead of adults who actually work in the field of. I knew it, shouts Reed's mum. I knew we were raising him wrong. I knew that, Mom. We didn't know what he was talking about half the time, and I didn't. I didn't, Mom. You did nothing wrong. Reed is a gifted, special little boy. There isn't a textbook way to deal with something like this. What he needs now is a place to grow and express himself. Now, the good news is that right here in this city, there's a think tank of young men and women just like Reed, where he'll be able to, here it comes, says Gary. And how much is this think tank going to cost us, he says. Actually, we'd be paying you. How much are we talking about? And then Gary's tone completely changes to happy. Would we be able to visit? You say it's in the city. And the thing is, Reed is listening to this conversation and he ain't angry. He's happy as fuck right now. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be with the smart kids that are like me. Yeah, I don't have to be with this dickhead called Gary anymore. I can do whatever I want. The experiments I could do. That's Reed's head going on right now. Just over the bridge, right in the heart of Manhattan. This is it, Reed. The Baxter Building. Welcome home. As Lumpkin gives Reed a tour of the building, they finally get to the think tank, and here we see loads of kids who are on par with Reed's intelligence, creating new inventions for the future. The young Reed Richards is awestruck from what he sees in the room, and Lumpkin introduces him to Dr. Storm and his children. Reed, this is Professor Storm. He'll be overseeing your personal projects. Young man. As the two shake hands, Reed begins to stutter on his words. Sir, I've read all of your... It's just too... Young man, if what I've read about your work is true, the honor is all mine. Please, let me introduce you to my greatest achievements. This is my daughter, Sue, and the young man next to her is my son, Johnny. Yo, yo. Now, I want you to ease into this experience. Tomorrow morning we'll go over everything. But there is something I want to show you. We were all so impressed with your teleportation theories. Dimension actualization is a real pet project for us. The fact that you found interdimensional coordinates to the end zone by the end zone, that's just our name for it, but yes. But we weren't able to do... Wait, you found it too? We found it last year, but you were the first to break through to it. We hadn't gotten anywhere near that far. Our calculations were very... And Reed asks, I was the first? You were. How far did you get? And he reveals to him, we can only look at it. Look at it? And Reed is completely shocked here. And he reveals that they have a window into the end zone at this think tank. And Dr. Storm continues, well, we were sure glad to meet you, kiddo. We've been trying to put together some cartography on this region for months. And when these little cars started appearing, we thought we had gone nuts. And we find out, yeah, all of those little cars that Reed Richards has been sending over to the end zone successfully did so. And Reed says, fantastic. And that is where Ultimate Fantastic Four issue number 1 ends. So that was Ultimate Fantastic Four issue number 1. And man, I gotta say, it was really good to read this again. Like, it's been a minute since I've read Ultimate Fantastic Four, like the first volume. But man, this brings me back to when I was a kid. I absolutely love this issue. I love the run, despite how many flaws it has. But this was a great origin for Ultimate Mr. Fantastic and the Maker. You know, this was the character that I grew up, like, this was the first character I knew about in the Ultimate Universe, and to see he's still here, you know, and to see how he grew up, like seeing him when he was a baby, seeing how he grew up in school, he was getting bullied and that. He was smart as hell, smarter than everybody in the school. He had a good relationship with a unlikely friend, Benjamin Grimm, who's older than him, you know, who is in a completely different lifestyle to him in school, and yet he is still very good friends with Ben, and that was a very good thing to see here. We also got to see the Baxter building in this issue as well. I really liked the design on this one. And we also got to see Johnny Storm and Sue Storm when they were also kids as well. So this also hints towards, you know, the future of the run in this issue. And yeah, man, I just gotta say, I love this issue in particular. I think it was a fantastic start for the Ultimate Fantastic Four. And so, I also do want to talk about briefly is there has officially been the solicitations for October for Marvel Comics, and the Ultimate Fantastic Four of the new Ultimate Universe has just been confirmed. I have made a post on my channel, so make sure you go check that out. We're talking in there and we're seeing different opinions in there, so let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. But yeah, Ultimate Fantastic Four is gonna be happening in the new Ultimate Universe with Doom as Mr. Fantastic, or Doom being the leader of the team. We don't know if this team is going to be good or evil, but we are going to see in October or November or in Ultimate Incursion. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you guys enjoy this issue? Did you not? And what do you guys think about the reveal of Ultimate Fantastic Four? Oh, and one more thing. Yeah, the Fan Four Stick movie. I do need to talk about that. So yes, the crappy Fan Four Stick film that we got a few years back is based off the original Ultimate Fantastic Four. So when you see all of the younger versions of Reed, Johnny, well, he wasn't black in the Ultimate Universe, so that's not comic accurate, and Ben all being young, that was from the Fantastic Four. Doctor Doom, no, not that specific design or similar origin, but he basically is like a end zone kind of creature. Like, that's what I kind of gathered from the original Doctor Doom, from the original OG Ultimate Universe. He was like a negative zone creature, but with Fan Four Stick, he just looked like putty, like silver putty, like laced in varnish. It was really weird. So yeah, really weird design, but I understand what they were trying to go for, because Ultimate Doctor Doom, the original one, was really fucking weird, and we're gonna cover that real soon on the channel, because I actually do like that Doctor Doom, but not as much as the original. Come on. When I mean by that, I mean like 616 Doctor Doom. But yes, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe, or drop a dislike if you didn't. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Oh, I wonder, will we ever see that, like, Fan Four Stick Reed Richards? Because we are getting Secret Wars, and it would be a perfect time for him to play as the Maker. Food for thought.